Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TC Plus show. This episode is a little bit different because Corey is not here for the first time ever. He's on maternity leave, I guess, because he had a child. And instead, wait, sorry, wait.
There's no such. I mean, he's a dude. It's
I
paternity.
know. Listen, wait, sorry.
Paternity.
My bad. Paternity leave.
Is mother.
Words are difficult. I'm joined by two fellas over here. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves? Liam, go first.
Okay, sure.
Introduce yourself, Liam.
I'm Liam. I'm about 6 foot. I have brown hair with like red streaks.
Did not have to go into all that, man. I was expecting just a name.
My weight, no.
Okay, Bryson, what's your name?
I'm Bryson.
Yeah.
Weber.
I'm really stepping on your toes here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of interrupted you initially. So.
Well, no, it was a good introduction though. Like it was
Right.
it was one that was warranted, and we appreciate you for that. Because I always just call it maternity leave, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we don't have the normal Corey. We apologize if you watch these episodes singly for Corey. I understand, quite frankly. I mean, he's got a nice beard. Who wouldn't want to do that? But we're giving him a little break this week.
I would say it's very acceptable because he named his kid Liam.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how much information we're going to share about his kid. I have all the details about it, but his kid's name is Liam, and we have Liam on here. Liam's very happy about that, and understandably so.
As he should be.
All right, fellas, we're going to jump into 3 quick questions here to get to know you guys. I don't know how much information this is going to give the audience about you. Probably, I don't know.
Oh, I'll get grossly personal.
Okay, that works. That's fantastic. Okay, Liam. You both are going to answer the same questions, but we'll start with you, Liam. What's your favorite way to spend a weekend?
With you guys.
Wow.
That's adorable. That's adorable for sure.
Probably hanging out with friends or watching sports. Like,
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. How about you, Bryson?
Yeah. I guess hanging out with friends is. It's a pretty common one. I don't really know what you want from me from that one.
I don't know either. Like, at the end of the day, if you have friends, you probably want to hang out with them. Yeah. And that's a good start.
And we have friends.
Yeah, definitely.
We do. We have each other at the very least, if nothing else.
Oh.
What do you currently do for a living? Just a nice, simple, easy question. Bryson, you go first this time. Why not?
I am... Well, I guess what I do for a living is a programmer. I'm currently in university for computer science, and I do programming part-time for KMR Mill Systems.
Very nice, very nice. He's a smart feller. How about you? How about you there, Liam? Are you going to be as smart on the smart spectrum? Would you say?
I am a grade 10 dropout.
Okay, that's what he does for a living.
That's what I do. I drop out of school for a living, Tyler. That's exactly what I do.
He always tries to go enter new schools and continually just drops out of them. Dude, he's on the watch list.
I keep the teachers humble.
Yeah. Listen, teacher, your class is too hard for me. Okay. Do you have anything else you do in your spare time?
I currently work at Jones Feed Mill in a little place called Heidelberg, which I don't know if that's too much information to share.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I mean, I've heard people have shared just as much information.
Yeah,
listen.
Yep.
If people want to find you, they'll find you.
Yep.
And you made it a lot easier on them. So that's
you will
good.
find me, and you will. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think you should rattle off your home address, actually.
Yeah, can you give us your address real quick?
Yeah.
Right now?
It's bleepity beepity beep.
Very nice.
So
I was going to let
bleeping,
that
I
hang
guess.
in the air, but you know what? It is what it is. Last question for you, fellas. I didn't prepare these beforehand like normal. See, this is where Corey would normally have a question, but he's not here, so I'm trying to fill in for him. Yeah, yes, Liam, he did. What the heck? Where's a question? Okay, here's one.
Here's one. Don't you feel special right now, Bryson? Mm-hmm. Just he cared so much about us that he didn't prepare any questions.
I was busy. I was
one.
busy being distracted by other things. This is a bit narcissistic, perhaps, but tell me a cherished achievement and what it meant to you.
A cherished achievement.
Okay, what's something you've achieved, Liam? Let's just make it simple here. What's something you've achieved? How about you, Bryson?
That's a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing my first year of university, that's a pretty cherished achievement, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I've still got 3 more years.
Yeah, 3 more years. It's going to be a grind, isn't it? It's gonna be
if I cherish each one like I cherish my first one, it's going to be a pretty great feeling by number 4.
You're going to be so cherished. It's going to be unbelievable. Coming back to you, Liam, do you have anything? If not, if you haven't achieved anything, that's fine too. Listen, we all take baby steps in this life.
I want to... geez, that's depressing. I don't have anything big off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't love this question either, so I'm not going to... If you don't have anything else, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, one thing you did achieve is you achieved...
Friendship with Tyler.
That's... I wasn't going to... Kid. All right. Listen, it's... Okay, anyway. We're going to ignore it. We're going to move on from that. Whose topic do you want to start with? Because I got both of you guys to bring topics. Liam points at Bryson. We're going to start with you, Bryson.
Okay.
You're going to give us a little history lesson, aren't you? Something like that.
Yeah, a little bit of history.
Okay.
So I am personally a fan of motorsport. I follow F1. I enjoy it quite a lot. But a motorsport that, I'll be honest, I don't actually follow that closely. But it is the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Do you guys know what that race is?
Yeah.
I saw it in a movie one time.
Right, yeah.
Which movie that was? I think... Oh, Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari?
Ford versus Ferrari, yeah. I watched it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
I think I can recommend that. I don't remember any bad things about it. So, yeah. 24 Hours of Le Mans is, unsurprisingly, a 24-hour race. There is... varies from year to year, but about 23 cars on the track. They drive the track as many times as possible in that 24-hour period. Team, because it's 3 drivers per car. They swap out every few hours because driving for 24 hours straight is a little bit ridiculous.
What would happen if a driver was to drive for 24 hours straight? Do you think there'd be like a lot more crashes?
Yeah,
I would imagine. So.
Be better than shrooms, Tyler.
I'd imagine there would be a whole lot of passing out and stuff going on.
They do say that sleep deprivation has a lot of the same effects as literally getting drunk. So
okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's the announcers, I believe, go the whole stint. And middle of the night, 24 Hours of Le Mans, commentary is a little bit outrageous. It's pretty funny.
Is it?
There's a lot of funny clips of it.
I hope so.
But it goes off the rails a lot of times.
Anyway, that's hilarious.
This is a very old tradition. This track or this race, and the track itself has been the same track the whole time. That's where it gets its name. The Le Mans is the name of the track. It's in Italy, I think.
That sounds about right.
Maybe Spain.
I was going to ask if it's in Le Mans.
Yes, it is in Le Mans. I don't remember the country it's in. It's either Spain or Italy. Anyway, so this goes back quite a while. What I'm specifically going to talk about today is Mercedes' attempt at being in this race. So it's a very prestigious race, and so a lot of car manufacturers enter into it. They made a whole movie about Ford versus Ferrari's clash in this, and so Mercedes threw their hand in the pile, I guess.
Threw their hand in the pile. They just didn't. Anymore.
I just want you to. I looked it up. It's in France.
It's in France. I was just fully wrong.
It's okay. It's fine.
Now that I think about it, Le Mans is very French.
You would think so,
Yeah.
but also you could have persuaded me that it would be Italy too.
Yeah, Italy's considered a very motor racing country.
Right. Anyway,
regardless,
keep going.
Back to this.
Push up.
Mercedes is racing in it for a while. I think they're there from one of the first Le Mans, at least. I'm not sure if they were there from the very beginning. 1955 rolls around, and it's a pretty heated race with a few cars. Are you guys familiar with pit lanes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, car is driving. He has 2 following him, and he pulls to the right pretty quickly and starts slowing down for the pit lane. and the guy behind him isn't expecting that and quickly swerves to try and avoid him and into the second guy that is following him. And the second guy in the Mercedes is a little bit behind, and so he kind of runs into the back of him and ramps into the air, flying over the safety barriers and into the crowd.
Oh.
The car impacts a wall of some kind and kind of disintegrates and throws pieces of the car into the crowd, like the engine block, which I don't think the camera can see, but there's an engine block here that Tyler's brother made.
Yeah, it's a table.
Yeah, it's a table.
May I ask? You said there's going to be death in this story.
Yes.
How many death?
Right.
From that part.
How many deaths?
How many death?
I have it written down here. 83 spectators are killed in this crash.
I don't know why I said that excitedly, but yeah.
Sorry. It's 1955. I feel like it's long enough ago that I can kind of be excited.
You can. People make jokes about Twin Towers. All right, listen.
They're funny.
They're funny. What can you say?
I can't believe I'm here right now. I'm associating with this.
Anyway, so
it's time to get canceled, boys.
Yeah.
83 spectators die, and the driver is killed instantly. Unsurprisingly, his car disintegrates, and there's 120 other people that are injured.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
well,
from flying parts. Like the hood is like spinning, flying through the crowd. That's gotta be dangerous.
That's just like Captain America's shield just flying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And obviously, engine block, big, just solid steel thing.
That would kill a few people, for sure.
Yeah, 83 of them, it turns out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did the engine block itself kill 83 people?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
They went through and they were able to calculate how many each part killed, Tyler. Yes. They watched back to Pogan. Oh, that guy got caught by that. Oh, there was an assist from the hood, actually.
They took blood samples of everybody on all the parts.
And, hey, for you at home, there is video of this crash, actually.
So if you want to see somebody
if you guys want to do your homework,
it's 1955 footage, so it's like grainy, black and white.
Right.
You just see like kind of an object flying into like a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
and just missed.
No,
okay,
it's
not
not
quite
that
like
high definition. You can't see mist.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but there is lots of fire in the crowd, and one thing that they tried to do with that is put it out. Obviously, right? And so they used water. This is a car fire. There's oil on fire. Does not work. Makes it worse. Probably the cause of a few more killed, honestly.
I did not... Wait, so I'm pretty stupid here, right? Mm-hmm. But if you put water on oil fire...
It makes it worse.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because the oil floats.
Yeah, and it evaporates very quickly, so it gets just hotter.
Okay.
The steam burns people.
Okay, cool. No, that's
Not
great to know.
fully sure on the science of that.
Did you
a
never...
little bit of science there for anyone who didn't know and was dumb like me.
Did you never get taught in school that you're never supposed to like throw water on an oil fire, Tyler?
No. Well, maybe,
Did your
but I don't
mom
remember
not
that.
mention this in the kitchen?
Not
That's
that
like
I
a pretty
remember
common
either.
thing.
Tyler,
No,
you're
I
gonna make
didn't-
us smash burgers.
I thought this was like common, not
This
common
guy's gonna
knowledge.
burn us
It's very
alive.
common knowledge,
Yeah.
I think. Viewers
Hey,
at home, tell Tyler he's
tell
not
me
smart.
I'm stupid in the comments, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. There's still more to this story.
Yeah, no, keep going.
So
Go on.
that's like an insane thing. The aftermath of that is pretty severe. A lot of European countries just ban motor racing entirely.
Okay.
Switzerland actually still had this ban up until 2022 is when it was finally lifted.
Whoa.
Wow, so that's very recent.
Yeah, a almost 70-year ban on racing in Switzerland.
That sounds racist.
I will say...
What?
What?
Don't worry about it.
How is that racist?
I don't know. We're talking
Listen.
Racing? Is that
Racing,
what it, oh, okay.
yeah.
I get
It's
what
not that deep,
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
It's not
That's
that
dumb. That's a
deep.
dumb
That's
joke.
a dumb pun. Listen, all the dads at home are chortling right now.
Yeah.
Yes, all the dads listening to this podcast.
There are
right
dads
now.
who listen to the podcast.
Oh,
Does
dads?
your dad listen to the podcast?
No, he avoids it at all costs. My mom
Right.
listens to it.
Oh,
Though.
that's cool.
it's very
They're
nice.
probably listening right now, actually. Now that I think about
My
it.
mom would be listening right now to
Right.
us upstairs talking.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because those people listening. Sorry to interrupt you, but people listening
No
don't
worries.
see anything different, but because they don't see. But the video
blind.
people are a little confused.
All the audio listeners are blind.
Along with the paternity leave, we have moved the podcast for this episode from Corey's house to my house.
We're just interrupting you.
I'm just trying to talk here, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
I hope they got it. It's the podcast is my house. Don't worry about it. Keep going. Bryson.
Yeah. Okay.
On from the racism.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. entirely banned in a lot of countries. France, I will say, lifted it within like a year where it actually happened.
Nice. France like, nah, listen, we got to do the Le Mans again. Anyways.
Yeah, they did get back at them pretty quickly. Not actually sure how long they stopped those. Anyway, Mercedes, which is what I'm specifically talking about here, withdraws from motor racing entirely. We don't see Mercedes in any motorsport until the 80s. So just like a 30-year thing where they aren't in any racing. They're very much in F1 now, one of the better teams.
I was gonna
That's
ask.
a sidebar.
I just someone who doesn't know F1. I was gonna ask like where they are. They've got a good driver or no?
Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, Lewis. Okay,
arguably the best of all time.
Okay, yeah.
He is leaving after this year, but
Okay.
yeah.
Do they have like a replacement that like lined up? Do they line up replacements?
A rookie.
Does
Kimi Antonelli.
Aren't
is
they
he
the
gonna
team
be
that
good?
had like both of their vehicles' engines blow like in one race?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Listen, that's a foreshadowing there, Liam. All right.
Well, are you specifically talking about Le Mans or like in F1?
In F1.
Oh, that's probably happened a bunch of times. Honestly,
Okay.
it happens quite a lot.
Okay, well, I just remember hearing about it, and that he was upsetty spaghetti about it. So
Yeah, that happens. Anyway, so Mercedes finally comes back into Le Mans in 19. I'm actually not sure what year they re-enter, but the 80s sometime. They win in 1989, which is just kind of a cool thing, I guess. And then in 19... sorry about that. Anyway, in the 1990s, they really struggle. They come up with this new car, and it's like supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread or something.
Yes.
A very good car, supposedly. But here's the thing about Le Mans: it's an endurance race, right? You've got cars driving redlining for 24 hours straight. That's an insane taxing on a car. My Honda Civic isn't going to last that long,
No,
right?
no, it's not. And that's a reliable car right there, fellas.
It is a reliable car, yeah. So they deal with engine problems. That's kind of their big thing. They have 3 racers in this one, I believe. So 3 sets of 3 drivers. And I believe in one of the 90s races, all 3 of them quit. And they just have to retire. So then they come out with not a predecessor, an ancestor, I guess, of this car, called the CLR, I believe. And it's a brand new hypercar, does incredibly well around the track. So we are in 1999 now, and this is kind of what I've been building up to, which has been a long build up.
No, it's
Sorry
fine.
about
It's
that.
fine. The good things take time in this life. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So they needed more time with this car, to be clear. But so, are you guys familiar with like the format of a race? You have
Like they go around the track.
right, okay, but how? So
Yes.
there's a few practice sessions, and then there's qualifying, and that determines where you start your race in this
Right.
actual race. And then there's like a few warm-up sessions before the actual race. That's how Le Mans run, at least. So they are in qualifying, and it's a few day long thing because of how long the track is and that type of thing. So first day ends pretty well. Mercedes are in like 5th and 6th, I think. I forget where the third driver is. And so then they go into day 2, and Mark Webber, a very famous F1 driver, is driving in this car. And he is following pretty closely to another driver because that's how you get the fastest speed in a car, is following another car. And as he gets clear of that car to try and overtake him, he slightly hits a curb and his front wheels lift off the ground. And so here's the thing with a car going upwards of 400 kilometers an hour is the speeds that they are going on this particular part of the track. There's a lot of downforce sucking it to the ground. And if you're no longer at the ground, you lose a lot of that. So his front wheels come off the ground and he flips entirely upside down and lands on the side of his car. A crazy crash. There's a few pictures of just like a hypercar. He goes 50 feet in the air.
Wait,
Sorry,
wait,
50 feet in the air. Holy
Yeah.
enough. My guy's taking off.
Yeah, so he goes flying.
He turned into
And-
an airplane.
Yeah, I mean, you're going 400
Yeah.
kilometers an hour. Like, you're
Yeah,
flying.
you're flying for sure.
So he goes up into the air, lands back down, and complains about back pain.
Wait.
Shocker.
Hey,
I fell
listen.
50 feet
Hey,
that
listen. Hey, coach, man. Do they have coaches?
No.
Wait, what's
No.
what? I know there's dudes that like help run the team though. Like, what are they called?
There's a few people. There's like race directors. There's
Hey,
pit
listen,
coaches.
Mr. Race Director, man. I might need to sit this one out here. I'm feeling a little bit of pain because my car flipped over and I went 50 feet in the air. I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing. He goes to the medical tent or whatever. I don't think it's a tent.
Right.
But he
It's like
gets
the little blue
cleared
tent
to
one.
continue racing. So they fix his car. It's like essentially a rebuild of a lot of things, I think. And they go into the next day in warm-up time. It's the final like practice session before the actual race. And he again is getting up to speed. He's following closely behind a car and hits a curb. Same thing happens. Goes like again 50 feet in the air and lands on his hood this time, or like on his roof instead of the side. And so it just like squashes. Car's totaled. He's okay.
Totaled?
Like he's fine. He's raced in F1 again, I think, after this time.
How can he be
Fire me
fine both
up.
times?
I'm surprised that man
yeah.
stepped back into an F1 car. Like,
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but
How
race car drivers are crazy.
how are you okay after that? Because like I imagine after that,
know.
like you're just dead the first time.
just be built different, Tyler.
yeah, I guess.
Have you considered that?
Yeah.
Mr. Weber was built different.
Built different. Unlike you.
I don't.
You're built-
my weak.
You're built the same,
Why
Tyler.
are you
the same.
talking? I drink milk, and you're like
drink
you're
milk too,
frail.
Tyler.
You roll your ankle
He
while
lives
stepping
on
on
a
a
dairy
pebble.
farm.
Frail? Tyler?
Yes.
I could beat you in a fight.
You want to go?
Sure.
After this pod, we'll go. All
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sorry. Keep go on, Bryson.
No, that's fine. So, so the same car flips twice. Seems to have a fundamental flaw in the design, right? There's 3 of these cars on the track. So the other 2 cars, they're like, well, okay, the other one flipped twice. We got to be careful here. They make some hasty modifications. This is like right before the race. So they don't have
Yeah.
much time. And they tell the drivers to
Don't
not
hit curbs.
don't hit curbs and don't race closely to other drivers, which if you've ever like paid a little bit of attention to race car, that's like the thing you do. You
Yeah.
stay right behind people
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
you can draft. And so they tell the drivers to not drive too close, which is an insane request that you can only really follow for so long. So then we get into the into the race. Mark Webber in his car is retired. Obviously, he's upside down like a few
Yeah.
minutes before the race. And then Peter Dombrek, I believe is how you pronounce his name, is driving. We're a few hours into the race at this point, so they've made like, I don't know, 50 laps around the track or whatever. And he is coming up again, following a car. So there seems to be a pretty common theme here, but you just kind of have to as a racing driver. Comes up behind a car and flips again, but this time he's
We've gotten used to the flipping thing,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna gloss over. He flips again.
He flips again. So car flies into the air, and instead of landing back on the track and like being mostly okay, he flies over the barriers.
Oh, boy.
And
Not the barriers again.
luckily, no spectators in this part of the track.
Okay.
It was blocked off to spectators. Don't really know why. It just was.
It just was.
So there's
Probably
just a
good
bunch
thing.
of trees there, and so he just crashes into like the tops of trees, and yeah, he gets pretty severely injured. I don't think he died here.
So he's not built different. He's what I'm hearing here.
He's not Mark Webber.
He's not
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
Webber.
But yeah, just a crazy story there, and Mercedes pulls their final driver off the track finally, and they've never entered Le Mans again, and that
Oh.
was 25 years ago.
Really? So it's been
Yeah.
a bit of a long time then.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
tough.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Tough balance.
Tough
Yeah.
balance.
Do you watch the Le Mans? Like, is it something you
I'll
participate
watch some of the highlights after, but it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not watching the whole
in? Yeah, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not a true fan.
No. Yeah.
I'm guessing there are people that probably watch as much of it as they can, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
psychopaths, you know. Right. I mean, whatever gets you going, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a random little side trail.
No, go for it.
Did you know that if you wanted to watch every game of the MLB season and you sat down the day it started, the moment it started, and started watching baseball, like all but like 3 hours of the day to sleep, and you did that the entire year and you took all the baseball games, you would finish like the day before the next season starts. That's how much baseball you'd watch.
Not MLB, not just MLB.
Just MLB. One season of MLB.
Yeah, okay, right. No, like, okay, so we're ignoring, like, the times. Like, you're not live.
No,
you watch
have to,
every game.
You
I
have to
understand what
watch
you're
every
saying.
game, and then when it comes to playoff time, you start playing catch up with all of the games you've missed.
That makes sense.
And then after you get that, I mean, the playoffs
Yeah.
are over, but then you start playing catch up with the playoffs eventually, and by the time you finish the last game, 3 hours of sleep a night,
Yeah.
364 days because you finished the day before.
So what if a couple games went extra innings?
If you had enough games go extra innings, it sucks to suck.
You could get a full round, round of the world.
Yeah, you could finish like an hour before the next season starts, and then
That
be
would be
like, I want to do
fantastic.
this again.
Now, I don't recommend doing that, mind you, but like,
Why not?
Well, first off, Liam. Okay, first off, how are you going to feed your family? Huh? How are you going to feed your family?
What if you don't have a family to feed, Tyler?
Don't care. How are you going to feed them? answer the question, Liam.
Wait. So if I want to do this, I have to have a family. Is what you're saying?
That is correct.
So I gotta get married, Tyler.
That is correct. What's your wife going to think? Number 2. What's your hypothetical wife going to think? And then number 3, 3 hours of sleep ain't healthy.
No, I
You know,
think it'd be
Liam,
fine.
you get sick every other week on a regular
Shut
basis.
up, Tyler.
And then imagine if you didn't sleep yet. Man, infestation of
Why do
just
you think I get
disease going
sick,
through your
Tyler?
body.
Why do you think I get sick?
I don't know.
Also, for the
immune
record,
system,
it's been
mainly.
like 2 months since I've been sick.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Dude, we were at your house
Yeah, you were
a few weeks
you
ago.
were
and
you were
were
puking just a couple
throwing
weeks
up.
ago.
Oh,
bro.
well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I
Are
don't
you
know what
claiming you
numbers
were
he's
not
pulling
sick
out.
at that point?
Yeah.
I saw you, Liam. You were sick.
Okay. All right. Listen.
Everybody was sick.
That doesn't make. Okay. Jeez.
It doesn't make it better. It
No,
makes it
it doesn't.
acceptable.
All right.
It means that I got sick from somebody else, which means that it wasn't
You're
my
still
fault.
sick. Anyway.
I am sick. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay.
It's like
Special
middle
needs.
schooler.
Bryson, do you have anything more to say about your Le Mans thing?
No, not really.
Okay.
They changed the track layout, actually. They added a chicane. I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, just 2 corners back to back, that like one left, one right.
Right.
One right, one left.
Was that
generally.
like the first change in years?
No,
Okay,
it
did they
changed a
change
little
it?
bit, but
Okay.
like that straight, I forget the name of the straight, but it was like really long, and that's where people were getting up to 400k.
Oh, I thought like that was like a necessary part of the track because I remember that in Ford versus Ferrari. I think that part. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very
Like,
famous
it's-
part of the track,
yeah.
but it's super dangerous because you get cars going 400, and then I think it's like a pretty sharp turn after that.
Oh,
So
okay.
then, just like, yeah.
But I think it's kind of fun to have a good straight path. Get the car going.
Yeah.
You know.
They still have long
Yeah.
straights, just not like
Right.
the like several kilometer straight.
Right.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
That's all good. That's all well and good. So Liam, hold off on your topic for just a second there because I got a little mini food for thought here, and that is, what is? I don't know how to ask this question. What's your best dish when it comes to cooking? What do you cook the best? Bryson, you talked for a little while.
Yeah.
No offense, but like that because it's your topic. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Liam, what's your best dish?
I make a mean shortcake.
A shortcake. Really? Mm-hmm. Why don't you talk about this more often?
Well, I don't know. I just like shortcake a lot, and so one day I was like, what if I make the shortcake instead of waiting for the shortcake to be made? And so I learned how to make shortcake.
Can't argue with that logic.
Something I can do now. So then I'm okay at it, I guess.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good. Hey,
Yeah.
I like to hear it. I did not see that one coming from you. I was expecting your answer to be like, I don't know, a milkshake, maybe.
No, I mean, I can make a mean
You
milkshake.
make good milkshakes too. How about you, Bryson?
Probably my like favorite dish that I've made is a cheesecake. I believe it was called Toblerone cheesecake.
Yeah.
I think.
Toblerone. Yeah.
That was a good time.
Very nice.
I enjoyed it.
I can
sold
hear
it.
my mom salivating from here.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
It just, yeah. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Man.
No offense to your cheesecake specifically. Last time I had cheesecake, I was like,
You're not a fan of cheesecake?
no, I hate cheesecake. So I had it at a friend's place. Well, like I've had cheesecakes in the past, but then one time at a friend's place for Sunday lunch, they were just normally they send around a pan and you cut your own slice, right? And that's why I like it. But this time they pre-cut it and then handed you the plates with the little cheesecake on it, and that's fine if everyone wants some, or it just feels worse to say no. And so at the time I was like, okay, I haven't had cheesecake for a while. Fine, I'll whatever. They kind of set it in front of me. I didn't really have much of a choice at that point. I was like, okay, fine, I'll eat it. I had it, and the entire time I was like legitimately just like throat clenching, did not want to eat it. I was like gagging.
Just a bad
That-
cheesecake?
No, like everyone else enjoyed it. I just hate cheesecake.
That is rough, but also I have not eaten squash since I was like 7 or 8.
Listen here, brother. Squash
Squash
hate
sucks.
train. I'm on that. Hey,
Dude.
get
But
on
no,
that.
legitimately,
Squash sucks.
I was at the dinner table and my mom was like, "You gotta eat this squash. It's on your plate." It's like, "No," and she's like, "Come on." It's like, "No." She's like, "You got it." It's like, "Okay," and so I started eating it, and I legitimately like puked onto my plate, like just straight up, just like yeah, this was at home, just like honest to
Oh,
goodness, like
jeez.
I swallowed and then I puked it up.
That's a surefire way of making sure that you're never going to eat squash again.
Yeah, it was
Like,
effective. I've never
yeah.
been made to eat
Hey.
squash ever again.
I don't blame you one bit there, pal. I don't blame you one bit.
Man.
Yeah, we're on the squash hate train. We're leading the way.
Leading the way.
Yeah, the dish I'll say is
I like trains.
I make a good lava cake. Liam hates lava cakes because he hates chocolate.
Sorry.
'cause he's very special.
When did I say I hate
no,
lava cakes?
I know you didn't. I'm just trying to paraphrase.
Chocolate cake is all right. Lava cakes are good because they're hot and
Yeah.
like filled with like good stuff.
Sure, but you're not a chocolate guy.
Not really.
You're not a chocolate guy.
It's a crazy thing.
Have you ever had my lava cake?
I've not had your lava cake.
Are you gonna make us
We're-
lava cake?
Not tonight, boys. I'm
enough.
making you smash burgers. It's not. I've got enough on the go already.
That's
Like,
fair.
I just.
Right.
I thought about it, but I would have made the batter beforehand. I didn't. So
Gamers
Wait. So
Yeah.
you're saying your signature dish is not your smash burgers?
no, it's my secondary dish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway, it's a smash burger dish. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, it's
It's a
food,
food,
so food
yeah.
is a dish.
yeah. All right, Liam.
You're really trying to rail this into my topic, aren't you?
Yes. So Liam, here's the deal, man. We like beef because it makes burgers.
Yeah.
Beef relates to your topic, I guess.
Sure.
Technically, which you didn't really know what your topic was going to be until like the immediate time we pressed record.
I still don't know what my topic's gonna be.
Okay,
I'm gonna start talking. Something's gonna come out.
now that sounds great. Start talking, baby.
I spent like half an hour on Wikipedia before this, man.
Yeah, respect to
This
Bryson
is
over
why
here, man.
he's smart and
Respect
I'm not.
to Bryson. Why
He-
did
he
we
put
even
time
invite
and
Liam
effort,
on here? Bryson, why did we invite Liam on here?
I was
He
not part of
didn't.
this
He
decision.
didn't.
I was trying to like insert you into
Was
like
Corey
one of the
a part of
leaders
this
here.
decision?
No, Corey had no decision in the
I guess
matter.
he was
I'm
having a
taking
kid
over
named
Corey's
Liam.
spot,
so,
actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
I'd say Bryson
Yeah.
is Corey for this episode.
Fire me up.
Wow.
Normally the guest sits in between us two, so it makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
You get Corey's
I feel
status,
special.
Bryson, because you actually like prepared a
I
topic
have a
and
wife
you knew what
and
you were
kid
doing.
now.
You have a kid named Liam. Why do I keep touching your leg?
My bad. Shouldn't have said that.
Start talking. Start talking.
Start
Start
talking.
talking. Start talking.
So, have you ever dealt with like trying to move a cow?
No, because I don't do farming.
It is such a joy-giving experience to try to get a cow from point A to point B when clearly they have no intention of ever going to point A to point B, but they want to go to point Z.
Right.
Which I don't know where point Z is. It must be a lovely place. It must be like cow heaven they're trying to get to because
Right.
like I don't know what they're doing. It's like I need you to go straight for 3 seconds. They're like, what if I try to turn around? And you're just like, Anyway,
Do cows ever go where you want them to?
not really.
No.
Oh, there's
Okay.
an occasional one it's kind of like a dog where they just like follow you and you're just like, oh, and you
And
know,
then
big
you love
derpy
that
eyes.
cow.
They're like, and anyway,
Do you think cows are cute?
some.
How do you tell when a cow is cute and what defines the cuteness?
If they're
of a cow?
nice, they're cute. If they're mean, they're not cute.
It's kind of like an emotional cuteness.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. All right.
but yeah, sometimes you're behind a cow and you're like, I just like it's right there. The pen is right there, and then you'll be so free, and you won't have to deal with me, and I won't have to deal with you, and you can have a happy life. I can have a happy life, and like you know, you can roam around your pen and have a good time, and like Chuck sometimes are trying to take him outside, and it's like you can have a good time outside.
Rub noses with the homies.
Exactly, rub noses with the homies.
The cow homies.
Drink literal like
Yeah.
drink literal pee. I've seen cows do that. Just like another cow's taking a pee and just like
Yeah. Hey, let me get a lick there. That's weird. All right,
that's going in the podcast
Tyler, it is,
episode. I
it
said
is.
that on a
Tyler,
podcast.
I've listened to your podcast. Before.
Yeah.
This is outrageous.
I'm
compared
sorry.
to-
I'm sorry. Listen,
I'm a part of it. you
Yeah,
know,
things
I-
are going off the rails.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's outrageous?
It just things
just like, have you listened to this podcast?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's not
Sorry,
like this
Tyler.
normally.
see because it's because we don't have Corey's calming presence on
Yeah,
here.
right. And you don't have like adults on.
No,
You have children.
No, see,
Yeah.
because I've had other children on. Well, hardly. I've had no. You guys might just be the youngest. I
Let's
can't
go.
think.
Yeah.
Like the youngest other person that I can think at this current moment, because my brain is like a turn up, is Dom, and he's my age,
He's-
a little bit older,
he's engaged, dude.
and he's engaged. Like
You
he's
can't-
he's an adult.
So,
You know,
Yeah.
Tyler, why does it have to be calm?
it doesn't. It doesn't.
order-
It's just people are expecting that.
Yeah,
and,
I was
you
just
know,
commenting
That's
on
just
how
too
different
bad.
this is from.
you know, and
You know
they're
what?
gonna have to live with that.
That's just too bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you're trying to get them outside, and you're like, please, and they're like, no, and you're like, ah. And if they're mean enough, they go to work at McDonald's. So,
Well, that's one way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yes.
yep.
Do you ship your cows immediately to McDonald's?
Yes, straight to
Send them to
McDonald's. They
Elmira.
go to the
Yeah,
back.
Elmira
Have you ever
McDonald's.
been in the back of McDonald's? There's
It's
just
just a
cows standing back
slaughterhouse,
there.
isn't
It's
it? Ah.
like, more. You know what? It's taking a long time. There's literally just people back there getting the cow.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
that's
That's
awful. I hope
unbelievable.
no animals rights activists listen to this.
I hope they do.
Fair enough.
You know what? I'll
You
challenge
know where to find me.
Meet me out back. Anyway,
Meet me up.
a lot of
Where
fighting
the
in
cows
this
are.
episode.
What? Yeah, they
Where the
will.
cows are. Meet
Yeah,
up back
yeah,
where the cows are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
show them what's up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, cows are interesting. Calves are cute. We once had this calf. It was amazing because its one eye would look like straight and the other eye would just be like off in the middle of nowhere looking like sideways. And
So,
you're
like,
just like,
has a
I don't know
lazy
how
eye?
its eyes. Yeah. Anyway, it did not have good depth perception or like direction. My guy, so you know, you bottle feed them because you know they're babies and they need milk and to live and be happy and stuff. Anyway, so you come up to it and you're like, here's their bottle, little guy. And usually after 2 or 3 days they can like figure it out on their own. But this thing was like 2 weeks old, and you put the bottle right in front of its face. You're like, bottle, and it's like, and then it just goes like right. It just like dives right because it's just trying to get at this bottle and just like face plants and it's just like, no, that's not where at all. So anyway, love that thing.
Nice.
That thing was amazing.
That sounds like my brother because he has a lazy eye, or he did. Then he got glasses and that like fixed it.
I
But
thought you were gonna say he got cut. He's like, what? Where's this going? Is
No.
he flying?
no, he had a lazy eye, not nearly as bad as this cow, mind you. And I don't know if he did any face planting, but it's
No.
possible.
Oh,
So-
you keep talking about this calf in the past tense. Where is it now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or,
Right
like-
on. What did
like,
you
is it
do?
still-
It might be in the barn. It
Is it-
might
oh,
be
so you still have it?
sold.
Okay,
Quite
possible.
possibly. I'll be on. It's really hard when you deal with that many cows to remember every single cow.
How many cows did you deal with?
Probably like a couple thousand over my time.
Okay, no, I was meaning at one time, but like,
The most at one time?
yeah.
Like, so we milk about 100,
Okay.
and then we have like 75 between dry. Well, no, like another 100 between dry cows and heifers, which means nothing to you.
It doesn't mean much to me, but there are people listing
Yeah.
that it would mean stuff too.
And then we
Unless it
have
matters.
an absurd amount of heifer calves. like, for you, I stopped working. I stopped working on the farm. I used to work on the farm. This is why
Yes.
I know
Family
this.
farm.
Family farm.
He no longer
Dairy
works in the family
farm.
farm.
Why do you keep
Yeah.
pointing at him?
Drink milk.
Actually, that's a great message to give to the people.
Drink milk.
Toronto Maple Leafs, that's the only right thing they've ever done is get that milk on their
No,
jersey.
he's going to start talking about the Canadians again, isn't he?
No.
I got
We're not
derailed
going
this real
there.
quick.
We're not going
Okay.
there. Anyway.
I was going to say something, though, about cows. Oh, yeah. 100 cows that you milk, isn't that like a lot? Or like a decent, like I'm not saying it's like a massive operation, but like it's a bigger operation.
We're
no?
like either medium or lower end of medium.
Okay, because I thought like a lot of other people I've heard of have like maybe 60, 70 cows.
We're
Like that.
a
Does that
bit
sound
bigger.
about right?
We're also
You guys are a little bit bigger? Yeah.
we're a little bit
A little bit
bigger.
superior.
We're superior.
A little bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're almost Texas.
Yes, sir. Everything's bigger in
Texas.
the Holstein farm. Anyway. Yep.
Very odd interaction.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Very odd.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking about. We were at McDonald's once.
That's good.
Our youth group. I don't know if you're there.
Why'd you make that
Maybe.
sound?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It adds character to my speech.
I'm sure everyone else loved it.
We were at McDonald's and we made the mistake. And when I say mistake, I mean we were horrendously inconsiderate because we showed up like 10 minutes before they closed with like 20 people.
Oh goodness, they hated you.
Yeah, they did. They were,
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
we
you know,
got our
that's fair.
food, and just like the moment it hit closing time, this dude came out and he's like, anybody who has their food has to get out now. And I mean that's fair, but the funny part is that somebody heard him later like complaining to one of his coworkers and just like cursing it up, like I cannot believe these stupid more strongly worded.
Yes, yes.
Like I forget what he said. That was a lame story. Anyway, that's
Well,
all right.
no, like
But, like-
has that left an imprint on you for other times you want to go to a restaurant before closing?
If it's by myself, no.
Yeah,
They can
'cause
serve
yeah.
one person. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, I'd be hesitant going like a minute before closing.
Well,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I get that.
But like, you don't show up with like 20 people 10 minutes before you close because that's a jerk move.
Like I went to a Wild Wing a couple, like maybe a month ago or something like that.
Ooh, I could actually really go for some Wild Wings.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. Anyway, Wild Wing. Not right now, Liam.
some hungry
We're on a
fellas.
podcast, Liam.
Tyler, I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're gonna get to eat soonish. Well,
Okay.
it'll take me a bit to make the burgers, but that's what I want.
That's fine.
Anyway, so I was at a Wild Wing, and we ordered ahead because we were trying to be considerate here. Like, we were taking a bit to drive there, so we were like, okay, if we call now, right as we're leaving, and put our orders in, they can have them ready sooner, and they don't have to work so hard in the kitchen. That's great. This is also a very lame story. Somebody showed up, like, still half an hour before closing, and then they gave us our food, and they're like, we sat down, and they're like, you guys can't eat it here. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we left and ate it somewhere else. And that's about that.
Wait, so you ordered ahead to eat inside?
Well, we were kind of hoping to,
Oh,
but they just
interesting.
took it as takeout.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping, like, you know, eating the warmth of the place
Yeah, right.
and enjoy it. And half an hour, it doesn't take half an hour to eat your food. And there were still other people sitting there, right?
Right.
Like, it's not like there was no one else there. So anyways, that was a little interesting. That was the same Wild Wing as the waitress there. Just did not say anything ever. They brought us our bills before we had our food.
Oh,
That was fascinating.
interesting.
Yeah. Anyway.
I have a more funny maybe story.
Yeah, go on, for sure.
I'm pretty sure both of you have heard this, but for you people at home listening right now,
Keep
or at work,
pointing at him, man.
don't worry, I like pointing at people.
Pointing isn't that offensive or something like that?
I
Like,
mean,
you're not
it's
supposed to point at people,
character.
Liam.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, so I was driving home one night. So we lived in a different house than we do now for a little bit, but then we moved back to the property we were on, and that's a whole story, and I can't tell too much about that without revealing where I
that
live,
necessary,
and that's
bro?
unfortunate. Don't
Is
worry
this a
about it,
necessary
Tyler.
part of the story?
Anyway, yeah, it is kind of.
Okay.
Because our farm is where I was coming from, but I was going to this other house we were living in.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Anyway, so I thought I had to leave early for something. And so it was like a snowy and icy day. And so
I
was
do
on-
remember this story.
I was on this back road, probably going faster than I should have. And
Sorry.
Keep
Keep
going.
talking.
Keep talking.
okay,
Why are you not
Anyway.
talking?
My bad. I'm sorry.
don't worry about it.
Don't ever stop talking.
So I was going down this back road, and then I realized, oh, wait, this one specific night, we changed this thing to the next night for some inexplicable reason. Except I think it was explicable, but
You had taken off chores early, correct,
Yeah.
for this? Yes.
I had taken off chores early, and I left my dad high and dry.
Yeah.
And so I felt bad because I was almost back to the house we were living in, and I was ready to, I was like, wow, I just left him with stuff. Anyway, and so I turned around and I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I'm so sorry. Like, and he was like, you're so fine. And I was like, no, I'm so stupid, Dad. I'm coming back.
prodigal son
I'm coming
It's a
back.
very weird dynamic you've got with your father there.
Anyway, he was like, I was on my, so I turned around and I was on my way back. I hung up, hands free.
Yeah.
Hands free.
Sure, sure, honey, sure.
Hand motions.
He was allegedly on the phone.
Yeah, allegedly.
It's called the hands free,
This
link
story
to the
is a
vehicle.
joke, might I remind you. Cops looking out for you in the
Cops, this is
I,
legal.
I wasn't doing anything illegal. I was using the Bluetooth from my. I was talking through the.
Sure you were.
I don't like
Sure
that
you
look
were.
you're giving me, Tyler.
Sure you were.
It's giving me
I believe you.
motivation for our fight.
Everyone else
post,
believes you.
for our wrestling match post
Yeah,
podcast.
that's good. Anyway, keep going. Yeah,
Alright.
keep going.
Yeah, I hung up, and then I was coming over. I started going over this hill. I was probably doing like 90, even though it's snowy and icy. And lo and behold, on this snowy and icy day, there was a snowbank. So I come down this hill. I'm like, shucks. So I hit the brake. You're not supposed to brake through them. So right before I hit it, I let off the brake. It was like, I was probably doing a solid 70. I actually don't know. Believe it or not, I was not looking at my speed.
Should have been. That was your main issue there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hit the brake. So I let off the brakes. I went through this snowbank, took up. I'm so glad nobody else was coming because I took the entire road fishtailing. It was amazing. By the time I gained control, the road, if you imagine the road straight, and then I was on like a, what would that be called? That'd be called like a,
What?
Don't worry about it.
A 30-degree angle?
Like a 30-degree angle. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't good. Anyway, so I had a couple options. I could try to turn straight and risk hitting a tree or a solid wood post,
Don't
which
like
I mean,
either.
same thing. And I was like, that seems like death. Obviously, I wasn't thinking like
Yeah.
this, but like, I was like, that seems like death. I could have turned right, which would have also probably resulted in hitting a post, which I was like, also seems like death.
Okay, yeah,
and I
for
was
sure.
pointed straight at this gate, and I was like, seems soft. And so I went and I hit that gate.
Yeah, you hit that gate. You showed it what's
Oh,
up.
I showed that gate what's boss.
Yeah.
I got out of my vehicle and I looked and I was like, well, that post that the gate was attached to is shot and that gate is shot and my vehicle is surprisingly okay. I have a new bumper and a new window washer fluid thing, but like other than that, I think it was pretty much all okay.
That's
Anyway,
what I like to hear.
yeah. So I was standing there and I called my dad and I was like, Dad, you'll never believe what happened. I was a lot more freaked out than that.
Yeah.
But I was like, Dad, I need you to come and pull me out. He's like, okay, I'm coming. Anyway. And I hung up and then I see this girl come out of this house because this was like a Amish or
Sorry.
something.
Sorry, no,
Goodness.
Listen, I'm cutting that part out. You can't. Please
You
start.
better not cut that part out, Tyler.
I am. Please start
I
from
will
the
be
girl.
actually upset.
Start from the girl
Anyway,
part.
She was like Amish or Dave Martin. Anyway, comes sprinting out of the house. She looked totally freaked out. Like I could tell. She looked. Anyway, I just kind of waved at her, and then she smiled and she slowed down and was like, "I guess I don't matter that much."
You know what? You know what she was thinking about? She was thinking. She was.
Screw you.
No, she was thinking about the fact that this is what happens when you drive cars.
Yeah.
Probably.
and buggy.
Idiots driving cars.
Fair enough.
Much
Revert to
safer.
horse and buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let your
Anyway.
horse freeze.
Yeah.
Anyway, she got her dad, and I'm assuming her
Didn't own a
brother-
tractor.
who didn't own a came out and is like, I forget what he said. It was something like, "Looks like you got yourself in a pickle there." He's just like, "No, duh." I was like,
Looks like you found yourself in a little bit of a bind there,
yeah.
didn't you? Yeah.
I was just like, "I'm so sorry about your gate and your post." And he's like, "It's so fine," because they're those
Yeah.
sorts of people. It's
Nice-
just like
nice
it's so
fellers.
okay. And so I was just like, yeah, I was just apologizing, and he was like, "Yeah, it's fine." Anyway, he went out to look at the road, and he's like, he looked at the road, and he looked at the marks on the road, and then he looked back at me, and he was just like, "You must have been going pretty fast, eh?" just like, I was like, "Yeah, I guess I was going pretty fast." He's just like, anyway,
Just calling you out.
yeah, he was.
He knows what's up.
Anyway,
Ain't nothing getting by this man.
no, nothing. And then he looked at the ditch, or the part of the ditch I came over, because it was. And then he revealed to me, he was like, you're just so casually, you're pretty lucky that it's like freezing rain and like wet and freezing snow and whatever, so that it's really hard because that's a 4-foot ditch, and you just went right over it. And I was like, whoa. So that was close call. Anyway, my dad came and pulled me out, and we took it to the shop and got fixed. And anyway, like a month or two later, I was driving somewhere and I took that back road for some reason. No, it was like a year later. He didn't get that post fixed for a long time. I was driving somewhere and I took that back road for kicks and giggles. And as I was getting close, I was like, "Oh, this is like near where I crashed." Mm-hmm. And I looked, and lo and behold, in the driveway was a new post and a new fence. I was like, I was responsible for that.
You know what? You just helped him upgrade.
Yeah.
You're doing him a service.
It just looks so wrong because he has this like beautiful white post, like new wood or whatever, and then just all of his other ones are like old.
Yeah, it'll get dirty eventually.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
Yeah, I think you need to crash into each of them. That way, you replace all of them.
But
Yeah.
yes, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go back and hit all of his
Yeah.
posts,
Yeah.
Anyway, boys, that your story boats
I guess.
sounds good. And I think the life lesson from there is
Ka-chow.
no, not
Don't
quite.
worry about it.
Don't drive crazy fast in the winter time when the roads
Yeah.
are nasty.
Or 400 kilometers an hour in a CLR.
Or 400 kilometers in a CLR. I don't
Yeah.
own a CLR, so
Lots
I'm
of
not going to be
driving.
driving.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone does. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and don't
Yeah.
drive
Exist.
cattle.
This was kind of the car crash episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It was a
fo-
bit of a car crash.
a little bit of a car
Yeah.
crash. Yeah, literally. All right, boys. Do either of you have a quote that you can end us off on here? No?
Ka-chow.
No. Okay, I know that was your quote, but I'm just going to choose to ignore that.
That's fair.
I'm going to go to my screenshots because somewhere I had screenshotted another quote.
Every day that I'm not 6 feet under is a good day.
That's not actually that bad. We're going to roll with that. Except, let me add something else. Oh, yeah. Here's a quote for you boys, all right? Found on Instagram. The last quote I found on Instagram didn't go so well, so here's another one. When you're not sure, flip a coin. Because when the coin's in the air, you'll realize what option you're actually hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyways, boys, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sitting through this. If you got to this point, congrats. You deserve a medal. Don't have a medal for you. Comment how much you wish that Corey was on this episode.
Tell him to name his next son Liam too.
That doesn't make any sense.
You have Liam Senior and Junior.
Leave us a like
Liam's the second.
if you want. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you all later. Bye-bye for now.
Bye bye.